Here, we want to find a formula for the perimeter of this image. So essentially, we just need to add up all of the sides. I have a 9a across the top, plus 4a, plus 2a, plus 3a, plus 4a, plus 7, plus 3, plus 4a, plus 9a. And now we can just combine all of the like terms. We want to add all the a's. 9 plus 4 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 9 gives me a 35a. I then also have the 7 and 3 to get 10. For this one, we want to subtract these two polynomials. A negative sign outside of a parenthesis means we want to change the sign all the way through. So anything positive will become negative and anything negative will become positive. So negative 5 minus 9x to the 8 minus 4x to the 9 plus 4x to the 7. And we'll now combine like terms. For the 9s, I have an 8 and a negative 4. And 8 minus 4 is 4. For the 8s, I have a 5 and a negative 9, so negative 4x to the 8th. For my 7s, I have a 6 and a 4. 6 plus 4 is 10, x to the 7th. And then for my constants, a negative 4 and a negative 5 make negative 9. For this one, we want to multiply polynomials. So we start by multiplying the x in the first parenthesis by everything in the second parenthesis. X times 4x cubed would be 4x to the 4th. X times 5x squared is 5x cubed. X times negative 5x is negative 5x squared. And x times negative 5 is negative 5x. I then need to multiply the 1/3 by everything in the second parenthesis. 1/3 times 4x cubed is 4 over 3x cubed. 1/3 times 5x squared is 5 over 3x squared. 1/3 times negative 5x is negative 5 over 3x. And then 1/3 times negative 5 is negative 5 over 3. Now we want to combine like terms. I just have a single x to the 4th. I have 2x cubes, and 5 plus 4 over 3 is 19 over 3 x cubed. For my x squared terms, I have a negative 5 and a 5 over 3, which when I add that, I get negative 10 over 3x squared. For my x terms, I now have this negative 5 and negative 5 over 3, which is negative 20 over 3x. And then I have the very last negative 5 over 3. Here, we want to square this binomial. And there are two ways to do this. The first way is to realize that there is this formula that says a plus b squared is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So I square the first term to get 81m squared. I square the last term to get a 25. And then I do 2 times 9 times 5, which is 90m. This does require you to remember the shortcut. So there is an alternative way, which is to remember that a square means you multiply something by itself, and then we can FOIL. My first two terms would give me an 81m squared. The outside 2 is 45m. The inside 2 is another 45m. And then the last 2 is 25. I can then combine my two middle terms to get 81m squared plus 90m plus 25. So we get the same answer either way. It's really just a matter of whether or not you know how to remember and use the shortcut. Here is another multiplication, but we moved to 2 variables rather than 1. However, it still works the same way. We multiply everything in the second parentheses by this first a. A times a squared is a cubed. A times ab is a squared b. It's a negative. A times negative 6b squared would be negative 6ab squared. We're then going to multiply by the b. Negative b times a squared is negative a squared b. Negative b times negative ab is positive ab squared. Then negative b times negative 6b squared is positive 6b cubed. And now we can start combining things. I have 2a squared b's, so negative 2a squared b. I also have these ab squareds. Negative 6 plus 1 is negative 5 ab squared, and then the final 6b cubed. If we're dealing with multiple variables, we can only add them if each of the exponents on the corresponding variables match.